Oh gosh, I just snorted and it hurt a little bit. Hello everyone, I'm back again. Shout out to Eve. Thank you, Eve, for the gift. And I was trying to show you. Oh, y'all can see it. She sent me these Saturn earrings for my Saturn return, and I love it. I have a star crawling earring. I might wear one Saturn and the other stars. Excuse me. And another affirmators deck, but this one isn't. I already have the affirmators love and relationships, and I have the affirmators tarot, but now I have these. Speaking of, I was talking about something with affirming, self-affirming, whatever affirmation. So I'm gonna choose, and by choose I mean pull. I'm gonna select. This will be a quick read. Well, we'll see. One of these affirmators cards, and then I'll pull a few of the tarot to accompany it. And that'll be that. Hello, Holly. Well, I finished the live and then I went out there and my dad was like, "You got a package?" I said, "I got it." What? And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, snap." So I came back. And that is the story of why I'm here. Still haven't started cleaning yet, but that will happen, even though I'm hungry and tired. So, okay. Options. As I open to the abundant possibilities of my life's path, I am reminded that I always have unlimited options. Life is a buffet, and I allow myself to choose whatever makes me happiest without limiting thoughts like, you can't put mac and cheese on your baked potato. I'll do mac and cheese and baked potato. I'll do like French fries on top of mashed potatoes, and people are like, "Oh, that's so many carbs. You can't do carbs on carbs." I say, "Why not? Let me live my life. They taste good together. They might not look the best, but they taste all right." The bottom of the deck is divine timing. Everything is timing, and timing is everything. Gladly, I release my concern over timing and let things happen when and as they will. I trust that the divine schedule makers know what they're doing. It could take a long time to reach divine middle management. So, divine timing and options is an interesting energy together. It's interesting that this is here because I remember when the time card was at the bottom of the Lenormand deck. So it was the first card I saw. I was like, it's time. Okay. So let's see. This is interesting. I love this energy. It feels like I don't know what the opposite of a compressor is, but it's like the opposite. The compressor is the thing that compresses flow, so it speeds up. But it's expanding. It feels like, and as it expands, it kind of sort of slows down because there's more space. Interesting. Ooh, I'll take it. A card like leapt up and then was going back in the deck, but there we go. Everything is face down. Bottom of the deck is the Queen of Swords, which is interesting because when I was shuffling before I did this, she came out. And this Queen of Swords, it feels like it's not personal. Like this, that's her. Oh my gosh. Don't take it personally. Don't take it personally was under divine timing. And then here's the Queen of Swords that's like, it's just business. It's just whatever. It's not personal. Thank you. I love these. I should have like taken a picture and put it up. There you go. Look, I'm matching the tapestry. Saturn is my guiding planet, and I'm trying to make this Saturn return as smooth as possible. So I appreciate your contribution to helping me with the smooth Saturn return. But yeah, I looked at her because like she doesn't look. She's like smiling. She doesn't look mad or cold or how the Queen of Swords usually looks. That's why I'm like, it's not personal. And then don't take it personally. And I actually looked at this card because there's another card with the same. Um, and the affirmators love in relationships. When I was like, I'm not a love reader, but I have this deck to help me if someone asks a good question. She also got me another pair of earrings, but I haven't worn them yet. I was excited about this one. I was like, Saturn, what? Why am I shuffling this? Is it this card? It is this card. Oh. Oh, this makes sense. Because it said like there's other affirmators decks. Self-help yourself to more. So this is a card from one of the other decks. Hey! I was just using it like a free card. Okay. All right, all right. Well, I have these two. So let's get one of these. Because why not? Right? So with options and divine timing, I still feel a little teary-eyed. Options and divine timing, please. Options and divine timing, please. Or not. Oh, who is this? You see that? Resilience. Sticks and stones may break my bones, and unkind words can somehow drain every bit of joy and color from my once rosy life. But nothing can ever permanently damage the real me. I love myself, I cherish myself, and I vow to remember that I'm always camped out in the depths of myself, even when I don't feel like very much of myself. It feels like for Brazilians to come out with divine timing and options, maybe it is a little bit of like be mindful not to if you do come into a season in levity at the bottom of the deck. Sorry, somebody's here. And I was being nosy. That's I was like, who here? There may come a time where I feel like we may be coming into more and more options and opportunities. And I feel like with this resilience, it's to like for us to stay ourselves, or it's to not be lost, to not get lost in everything that's going on, because fulfillment was a thing that did come out earlier. Were you? um, because we're coming into a time of fulfillment, but I think so too with the levity here. It's to not be so. It's to find the middle ground. Laughter is the best legal medicine, and it looks like it's time for you to take a sweet, sweet hit of it. When someone annoys you or a plan goes awry, try to find something funny in there. And if you ever feel like the butt of the joke, remember that the only difference between someone laughing at you and someone laughing with you is that in the first version, you're not laughing. You always have the option, so opt to lighten up. It's legal in almost 200 countries, and it's a bonus card. So maybe that is, it's to like, if there are things that we do sort of find ourselves in, it's like even when we're not ourselves, we are ourselves. Or maybe that was more like, are we coming out of it? I don't know. So the cards that flip, oh wow, okay, well, we got the Two of Cups and the Two of Swords as the cards that like jumped, they leapt. And then the last card that came out is the Devil. Speaking of snake energy, the Devil's also holding a lightning bolt, which is interesting because the King of Swords that was at the bottom of the deck of the last one, it felt like he was causing the lightning to strike out into the distance. But what I like about this is I feel like this could be read in the sense of that, like, um, it just feels like an alignment. That's why she's like, it's not personal. Because usually, if it's not personal, it's like that's a head over heart decision. But it feels like they're actually on the same page. So if we decide with our heads, we'll be deciding with our hearts. And I feel like that almost speaks to the proper magnetism and that King of Spades, proper magnetism and clear intention. So why then are you here, sir? I feel like it might be because it's almost like devil energy is pulling up anchor when it's pulling up its tail. So it might be like on its way out. And again, it feels like that was the bouquet from the tower that came out in the last of the Lenormand. Resilience, again, it could be speaking of the space that we're coming out of. Like there was a time of resilience. And in that time, we got to know and connect to and with ourselves. We got to love and cherish ourselves, and we got to vow to remember that we're always camped out in the depths of ourselves, even when we don't feel very much like ourselves. I read that off of the card. And so maybe it's just like it's well deserved, especially with divine timing and options. It feels very well deserved. And I would say it feels like a Two of Wands energy, but Two of Wands isn't about deciding where to go. Two of Wands is just going. I think that's why this Two of Swords is here. Because it feels like with the Two of Cups, we're going to be coming into things that align more with who we are and that align to the higher and the better and the greater and the grander. But with the Two of Swords and this options, that's where it's like, well, where do I start? And I love that it didn't come out as the Seven of Cups because the Seven of Cups usually carries that connotation of like, some of these things are better than others. Some of these things are, not that great of a choice. But it's not here. It's just like whatever you decide. But whatever you do decide, make sure it's from that unanchored space. It's not ungrounded, but it's not in this anymore. It's in this. She's the wizened, the learned, but again, in this deck, she's not cold. She's actually quite approachable and friendly looking. And so it's not rooted in these old hurts and pains and traumas and disappointments and stuff like that. This Queen of Swords, like, she has all of that knowledge, but she understands like when what applies. The Queen of Swords is known for her judgment. That's why she's a pre-justice energy. So it's almost a space where it's like there are no wrong choices. As long as you're connected to you, there are no wrong choices. If you want to be a little daring and adventurous and creative and do the thing that you wouldn't typically do, then do it. If you want to do the thing that you've wanted to do for X amount of years, then do that. I like it. I love it. I would get a final card, but then that would make this longer, and it doesn't need to be any longer. The seven. I was like, I love that it's not the Seven of Cups, and then the Seven of Cups. But the bottom of the deck is the Six of Pentacles, with the Ace of Pentacles behind it. Now, the six plus the ace makes seven pentacles to rival these seven cups. And I love that it's an armadillo, because I feel like with the horn of the narwhal and the shell of the armadillo, there is a little bit of an energy of like, or maybe it would have been wise. It was wise to be a little bit more guarded and more cautious and stuff like that in the past. And it's like, you don't have to be like stupid. You don't have to throw everything away. But also, you don't have to be so guarded that you don't allow yourself to experience, oh my gosh, look at this. You see that little Saturn? Oh my gosh, what? Saturn's bringing options? No way. Like, yeah, Saturn's different now. We got a new Saturn, we got a new Jupiter, we got a new everything. But yeah, it feels like with this, it's like it's an energy that it can give now in ways that it wasn't able to before. It's softened. And sometimes it does take things that we don't necessarily want for us to know the things that we do. Oh, look, there's a pink Saturn here too. See the pink Saturn? Mm-hmm. Excuse me. Aries is a great season for it. I think too, in the traditional sense, there is a message of like, give to the things that give to you, or give where that energy is reciprocated and appreciated. But like coming off of this resilience energy, like I would almost think that it doesn't even like it doesn't have to be said. Because when we love and cherish and value ourselves and all kinds of stuff like that, it's just like there are situations and circumstances that we won't necessarily put ourselves in anymore, because we're not necessarily looking for the same things that we were looking for before. Seven of Cups. It's a 7-for-1 happy hour. What a deal. Or is it? These cups are swirling with a hodgepodge of fantasies and illusions. They're tempting to taste, but leave you wondering what's real. They warn against temptation and warn that projection is not reality. In other words, just when you're sure there's a car behind that curtain, you end up going home with a can of beans. What's the speaking of tin can, you end up going home with a tin can of beans. What's the fix? A healthy dose of reality, caution, and discernment. Make your choices based on what is actually happening rather than a mirage of wishful thinking. If you weigh all the options and still want the beans, then by all means, eat up. I wipe the wishes from my eyes and see my circumstances clearly. I might even wait to see how things play out, which is life's way of seeing clearly for me, is the affirmation. But I'm going to counter that with the Six of Pentacles because that is what was at the bottom of the deck. Where are the Pentacles? Hello? Here they are. The Six of Pentacles. This is a big financial thumbs up, indicating success, wealth, and abundance of all shapes and sizes, not to mention the Santa level spirit of giving that comes with it. If you are currently experiencing a healthy cash flow, this card reminds you to give generously to others, knowing it will eventually come back. If you're strapped for cash, this card indicates that someone else's kindness is headed your way. In both cases, you can remember that we're all better off when we look out for each other. Did you hear that, Uncle Gene? Oof. The affirmation here is I'm grateful for the abundance in my life and share it generously, paying it forward, back, and even sometimes diagonally. Now that diagonal is interested. The diagonal is interesting because that's what the two on these little dice that I didn't put back yet, so I don't know where they are. Oop, hopefully they're not lost forever. But that was the thing. It was the diagonal. A cocktail and a shish kebab. I could go for a cocktail and a shish kebab. Ooh. I can go for some good food. Is that water? I'm like, I ate a slice of pizza that wasn't that great from yesterday, and I drank some water. And that's all that's in me. I need more. What I do like about the Seven of Cups, though, it's almost this energy of like, so there are these 6 cups. This cup comes with these. This cup comes with diamonds. That cup's got stars. This cup's got the earth. That cup's got love. This cup's got things that you hope for. But all of this stuff is in the flow with this one cup here. So this one cup contains all of those options, just like all of the options piled into this one cup, this one bowl. And maybe the spirit of generosity is key in that, because it's like that which keeps on giving, that which gives and continues to give, so it also continues to receive. That was a big energy that was coming out. It's like how is that the Queen of Swords again? The Queen of Swords is on the other side of this. Seven of Cups. It's not personal. She's like, yeah, like I'm just making a different choice. It's not personal. I just feel like something different, Don't want to eat the same thing every day. Or sometimes you do want to eat the same thing every day because you like it and you don't get burnt out on it. Love it. But maybe that is part of it too. Maybe there are going to be some options that have not consequences or effects that extend beyond just the option. I think a lot of times it's sort of a negative connotation, especially because in the after tarot, somebody chose the jewels, but in choosing the jewels, they also choose the snake. But I think it can also be positive. Happiness and joy and love multiply manyfold on top of each other, just like misery can multiply manyfold on top of itself. The others can do the same. Perspective. Another bonus card with integrity at the bottom. I align with the center of myself, a glowing core of personal integrity. Emanating from this core is the knowledge that I never have to compromise who I am or what I want for anybody. I can live a life that doesn't include settling unless I want to settle, in which case settling would be my idea of perfection and would cease to be considered settling. Ugh, paradoxes hurt. I love that integrity that's coming out after bazillions. Thank you. To sort of like clarify and reiterate the message. Yeah, I appreciate it. Perspective. What does a hawk see when it flies over your house, besides the family of mice living nearby that you don't know about? What will your current problems, conflicts, complaints look like when you're 80 years old and you gaze back on the timeline of your life? In this moment, you are being given the gift of clear perspective, of knowing that in the end, everything is going to be probably much better than okay. Think large enough, and even big issues become small. Become an 80-year-old hawk, and you're really onto something. Perspective bonus card was the one that came out. Perspective and integrity. Love it. I think perspective and integrity, especially with this options, it also carries a little bit of an energy that is like, I'm going to put this back on the deck. You're my title card. Thank you. Perspective and integrity, it comes with that again. It's like, it's one of those we don't have to know everything, but as long as we're confident and strong in the core of who we are, then again, like even if we're faced with options that we don't know that are that we're less familiar with, so it's harder to know the outcome of, it's like we don't have to worry. As long as you're in your back, as long as you're in your corner, as long as you continue to do what is right and best for you, you don't have to worry. And it's not what's right and what's best for you in a very like triggered, withdrawing, sabotaging type of way. But again, like it mentioned in settling, if what's right for you is to withdraw from something, then you'll withdraw from it. And that will be what's it, right? And there's a difference between like withdrawing when you know that it's right and withdrawing when it's like out of something else, like fear or something, right? When you know, you know. So I said I wasn't going to get final cards, but look at me. I guess 15 minutes was too short. I had to make it at least 30. Okay. I'll take this card. Oh, no, not you. This one. Oh, don't take it personally. Ideal partnership is at the bottom of the deck. I almost took don't take it personally and ideal partnership. I am a rare and precious find, and my brilliance will be reflected back to me when I am paired with a true match. My ideal partnerships and working relationships are easy and free flowing. I deserve greatness because I am greatness. And to paraphrase Rumi, what I'm looking for is also looking for me. In fact, he or she might be paraphrasing Rumi right now. And don't take it personally. If someone starts to speak unkindly to me, I'll remember that they've got something going on that has nothing to do with me. Like maybe they just pooped their pants. Yeah, that's probably it. I love this because, again, I feel like this reiterates what I was just saying with the ideal partnerships and don't take it personally. Like, you know. So that is that. Thank you again, Eve. I appreciate it so much. I sent a picture to my coworkers. I was like, because somebody was like, "How's everybody doing?" And I was like, "Well, I got these today, so I have no complaints. I am very happy. Thank you." Um, they definitely put their hands right. Oh, I didn't even. I should have rolled the dice to be like, "Oh, let's see if y'all get a bonus." Oh, you know what? In the spirit of Eve, I don't quite remember how you do it, so I'm gonna make it up as I go. I am going to roll the dice. The same pair of dice that I literally just had that I can't seem to find. that I thought were right here or over here. I'll ask Siri to choose a number. Wait. No, I have these right here. So if the die roll is 1, I'm done. If it's 6, I'll pre-record a video and I will attach it, upload it unlisted in the description box of this. You'll just have to come back and see if it's here. I'll put "it's here" in parentheses in the title when it's in the description box. If it's 2 or 5, I'll do a bonus card from a different deck. That's 1 and 6, 2 and 5, 3 and 4. If it's 3 or 4, I'll figure it out. You use die from your left, right, and center game. Because I know, like, doesn't it have like a star on it or something like that? It's 5. So I'm going to pull a card from a different deck as a little bonus. And I'll pick from this one. The deck that's a little hard to understand sometimes. But I love it. We'll see how much of a treat this is. If I can figure it out. So just a fun little bonus mystical medley. Oh, okay. You get 2 cards. Ooh. Bottom of the deck is Temperance. And I feel like Temperance is like it's time. Right? It's also that the divine timing thing. And there's this long road in the back that goes up the mountain and it leads to the sun. Now, this is, I'm going to say it's Aquarian because it's quirky and unique because of all of that. The cards that came out, it's the 2 of Wands, and it's interesting because I was like, this is like a 2 of Wands energy, but there's like the 2 of Wands carries less decision than this one does. And the Star. And I feel like this is like it's the world is your oyster. Between the Star and Temperance, it's like there are things, and then under Temperance is the 2 of Cups, and I love it. Under the 2 of Cups is another 2, which is Judgment. But the 2 of Cups, gorgeous. With Temperance and the Star, there is a little bit of an energy of like things that weren't able to ground themselves before as the water pours from this cup into that cup will now find themselves like in a space to be experienced in reality. It can become your life. And with the Star, it's like maybe it's things that you longed for, hoped for, wished for, and prayed for. Maybe it's the space of your dreams becoming a reality. And part of that is because now you're aligned to your dreams becoming your reality. And with that Judgment card there, maybe it is a little bit of a congratulations. I like that. That feels good. That feels good. So, with that being said, I hope you all have a great whenever you see this. I hope you're acting in alignment to make all that you wish to experience your reality. And thank you again, Eve. I appreciate it ever so much. I am gonna have to like I think I looked at my wish list like, oh, it might have been when you sent me that message. And I was like, what's even on there? I was gonna read these from the book, but I won't. Well, I will because I like this book. So that's my initial take, and then I'll end this with what the book says. We'll start with the 2 of Wands. Of course, wands would be the last suit. Of course, wands is not the last suit. For whatever reason today, I just could not find what I'm looking for. But that's fine, because if I found what I was looking for, I wouldn't have ended up where I was. The Two of Wands, it's your move. The world is in your hands. You are your own majestic master, but don't get caught between two challenging choices. It's your move. The world is in your hands. You are your own majestic master, but don't get caught between two challenging choices. Grab the right one firmly. Grasp the right one firmly. And I feel like that's just like a go for it, you know? Trust you. Trust the healing and the work and the journey, like everything that you've done up until this point. The star, you are a shining, shimmering star on earth. Take the source of your truth in hand. Your dreams can never run dry. Hold up. Take the source of your truth in hand. Your dreams can never run dry. When you fill your world with such dedication and capture your highest hopes, you can truly light up not only the night, but also the day. Don't be modest. Open up and make a significant addition. Shed your inhibitions and recognize your place in the universe. But be cautious not to get out of touch with reality and live with your head in the clouds. Listen carefully, and you will hear the mystical messengers on your shoulder. They are here to guide you with wondrous wisdom. You are a part of a much bigger, glittering galaxy. And so we do kind of sort of have another message of like, don't lose touch with reality. And that's what the Seven of Cups sort of alluded to a little bit. Or maybe it's just like, maybe potentially, if it resonates for you, maybe it'll feel like there are some things that happen in life that were dreams. But again, with the Two of Wands coming in that star, I don't know, that's weird. Because I wouldn't think, I don't know, I wouldn't think like I must be dreaming would be like a bad thing. But it is like, realize that you're not dreaming. When it happens, that it is real life. And maybe it's to realize that so that, again, it's almost like it's to give us an appreciation for what we've done, for what we've gone through, where we've been, and for everything that's transpired and happened in between. I don't know. But that's what I got. No problem. No problem. Enjoy. And I will see you next time I see ya. Bye.